Hello everybody, today we have a different video. This is a pick polishing video for every lock noob. I mean every lock noob, but not the real lock noob. So for it's for not real lock noobs. Okay, over again. Hello everybody, this is a pick polishing video for the average picker. Not the man called average picker, others average pickers. Over. Oh, that's that. This is a pick polishing video for every picker. And if there is a picker called every picker, I don't care. So let's go on. So, what is pick polishing? Pick polishing is making your pick as smooth as possible. But why? Because every little thing that is not perfectly smooth and rubs away internal lock takes away your feedback. Now, many quality picks you can use right out of the box. Many have problems. There are Chinese picks. We are not addressing any brands. We are politically correct, and I have nothing against Chinese picks, let's say, because they are very useful for the beginners, and also you know that you get what you pay for. Now I will put some macro photos of some of this little imperfection that your picks can have. Photo time! Some warnings. I'm not talking about modding. I mean changing the shape of your picks, because it's a more pro question, and I'm not speaking about it in this video. Is it needed to polish your picks? Sorry. Well, if you are a beginner and still fighting with the transparent lock, you can wait before doing this. But for the other pickers that are from this beginners to the level that you look a lock and it opens because you are frightened at it, so every other picker needs this polishing, because we need every little help that we can have. Also, when you polish the picks, they become very shiny, and we are all attracted by shiny things, especially picker humans like me, because nobody ever gives me any bling bling. Nobody makes me a present. Nobody makes me a present. Okay, he ran away. Perfect. So, also, if you are using some very smooth picks, I think this also makes a placebo effect, so you think the pick is really more efficient and psychologically are more confident in yourself. So let's see some pick already polished. Let's see. I don't know if the camera can pick up the finish. This pick has been finished with all the hard work I will show you. This is almost mirror-like and really shining. I did this also for the other picks. Some of the picks I use most frequently, and I'm very satisfied with the effect. It's a job that sometimes gets you a little dirty, but you can do also in your home, watching TV at night. So it's really easy, and even a beginner can do it in a very easy way. So let's go to the materials section. So for the material section, first thing, you need some picks. that wanna be polished. We have many brands here, just to show all of them. Sparrows, and we need a little extra trick for this one. We have some Peterson. We have some China, you see, another China. We have some Lola tools, Mad Bob, Southord, and other Petersons. I took some hooks and some rakes too, because we will learn also how to be gentle and to clean also all the little curves. So for the pigs you need sandpaper, various grades. You can buy sandpaper in sets. My sets is from 400 to 5000. Let's say we will use from 800 on. Many people use just 2000, and this is perfectly okay. So you need some sandpaper, you need a book that will save your hands. You will see this. You need this scooter is for the sparrows. We need also to trim this one a little. We need some little round object like the shaft of this screwdriver or the shaft of a little needle file, just the shaft, don't the file part. And this is more or less enough. But if you want to go an extra mile and do a professional thing, you need a rotary tool and some accessories for polishing. See, these things are all from eBay and so on. And then some polishing past. Usually you have some with your rotary tool, or you can buy some, these are not mine, but at Home Depot or something. There are all kind of solution. Or if you are really in a bad mood and this is connected to the no bling bling gift, you can use the polish cream and the tissues your partner uses to polish his bike or his beloved things. So satisfying. So let's go on with some advice and don'ts. Okay, just one common question is, scratching will take away how much material from a pick? It can become too weak, it can change its dimensions. We will check it. So remember, your picks, every pick is made from this part, this is the shaft, I call this, and the tip, even if in a rake, the last part, the tip. You can work almost at ease with the shaft. When it comes to the pick, you have to be most delicate, because using the sandpaper can remove some little characteristics, like the little indent the monkey paw, the new pick has in the center of the tip, or it can change its shape. So my advice is, at the beginning, use your sandpaper on the shaft, at least 8000, etc., and start working on the tip just when you feel comfortable, and using a higher grade sandpaper, 1000 and over, and very carefully. I will show you some stroke and some checks. That's all. Now let's start. Okay, before starting I will check the dimensions of this pick, just to give some numbers. We will use different picks because different brand use different kind of no. inox, of steel, sorry. So let's see with my trusty caliper, this one, sorry, this one, point 25. This was the low lock tool. Most delicate Peterson, 15,000. Chinese Wild Peak, 28, 29, 28.5, let's say. And Sparrows, 25. Okay, now what you have to do: take a sheet of sanding paper in each grid and place it in a book. Why? Because if you use, let me see, I will demonstrate you. If you use the sandpaper holding it with your hands, we'll do something like this. When you accelerate, you're gonna stab your fingers. So please use a book. It's also very nice to have. So you have a sheet of the biggest grid sandpaper and other sheets going on. You see 2000 and so on. Okay. Talking about Sparrows, they came with this kind of glue that makes the handle, but sometimes the glue extends a little bit too much on the shaft and you have a very short peak. If you do peaking of some aerolocks, you need all the length you can have. So we very gently go with a cutter and trim this. Very gently, we just need to do some cuts just to detach, and then I know this is the wrong way, you can hurt yourself, but I can do in any other way. Then you can strip it like an electric wire and you get more or less a centimeter and a half more. So this is perfect. Okay. Step number 1. This is the shaft of our pick. You see, we don't want a square shaft, we want some rounded edges so we can move inside the lock more smoothly. So we are just rubbing our angles of the peak on the sandpaper gently. When you want to do the front part, if you don't want to, if you are afraid to touch the tip on the sandpaper, you can wrap it around your finger and use this to touch just the angle. Okay, it's enough smooth. While we are at it, we are also polishing this side and this side. So always, we can do always on the book, this way, a little turning not to make the angle sharper. It's enough, something here. You can check and focus on the areas you need to work on. Then you can do in the same way this part with your fingers. Don't touch the tip and go on some stroke and some fillings. Okay, then when we ended this part number 2, let's place the sandpaper inside the book. We need to place our pick in between 2 sheets of sandpaper. Then, we need to carefully and gently go in and out. Gently, don't extract too much your pick, or you can bend it while forcing it back inside. So, gently and slowly. Some strokes, and then flip over and do the other side. To reach 1500, you can start working on the tip if you dare. So, this peak is a round one, very smooth round curve on the outside and on the inside, and also the tip is round. We just, let's say, we want this characteristic to stay the same. So, a very light and slow stroke following the curve of the peak. Very, 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 very light. And always check. When you want to do the inside, you take your file, your needle file, wrap the sandpaper around something round, and then on the other side, sorry, this was a blooper, and then very carefully do some light strokes. And then check how it's going, and then go on slowly, slowly. Okay, this was the end of the sandpapers. Now we have some very good results. I don't know still how much the camera can pick up, but they are all shiny in all their parts. Sorry for my hands, but there's a little dust. You see, even rakes became great. It was a nice long session, but look at this. Without its excess of handle, it's really beautiful, and it's another peak. Look at this. But I think that this one and this one were the ones you saw in the pictures with all the defects. They are Chinese, they are very low quality, but now they have no more scratches. Absolutely perfect. Just the final step. If you can't sleep without doing this, you can take a polishing cream and then squeeze it from the middle of the tube, yeah. Apply a little quantity on your peak. Oh, that's too much. Okay, a little quantity. Okay, all over. Okay, this will be for the next peak. Okay, and then for this cream, or at least you have to just do these final touches. You see, they take away even the smallest dust particle. I don't know. Crazy. If you want, you can do it also with a Dremel and something like that. Very gently near the tip. And you have a perfect lockpick. Absolutely smooth, absolutely deadly. So, this is more or less the end of the video. Just one little note. I had just a little problem with this one, not because it's 19,000, but because I was thinking of something and didn't pay attention to what I was doing, and I slightly bent this by extracting too much from the book and then trying to reinsert, and it bends. But I think I fixed this. Always pay attention to what you are doing with your picks. So, just one thing, I need to find my caliper. Now, a quick check to the dimension of our picks after. Okay, 0. Then this is the Locklow tools, that was 25,000. There it is. It says 23 or 23 and a half. This is the Peterson, that was 15,000. It's still 15. This is not a professional caliper, so this is the Chinese peak. It was 28 past 5, is 25 past 5. And this is the Sparrows, from 25 to 24. These are the maximum loss of material of a big long polishing session. So that's all.